Baba, tell me, I heard about car snatchers. If you want to steal a truck, is that not going to be something they parked somewhere and you're going to pretend that you are the driver and you're going to get inside and just drive it away? Now, for you to know that it is Nigeria, God, God can forgive your politicians. They have turned Nigeria to the empire of lunatics. But somebody hijacked truck, Aganambo, all those Aganambo truck, all those Bedford big truck, hijacked it in broad daylight. You have a truck is a race. Another soldier who was just standing by, possibly just heard the alarm that somebody that one open fire to save the truck. Let me show you the video inside Nigeria.
masa zai shigo insha Allah ya san da hannu fa kare kare motar ne ai mahaukaci ne fa zai gudu ba zai tsaya ba zai kada motar nan fa zai kada motar nan inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi ya kada ita wallahi ya kada motar amma dan mu ya kada motar wallahi ya kada motar wallahi sani ban wayan nan ban wayan sabuwar wuta kawai sabuwar wuta ga wannan an gama ya kai gidan baba sabuwar wuta kawai ai ba wani babu hannu ba wallahi ai da waya mana ha sai gudu Tuben da ya kada riken nan. Wallahi ya kada motar nan. Ni ka gane ko ga kan mashin nake ya iya mota. Barawo ne wallahi. Ba ya zo ya mutu. Barawo ne. Barawo ne wallahi. Barawo ne. Duba here ya kada motar nan. Motar ya zo da mu.
Barawo ne wallahi. Barawo ne wallahi. That audacity, Baba. You are approaching military roadblock. You go steal a truck, the sugarcane truck. That's what he stole. It wasn't even an empty truck. So they said it's maybe he's not even a thief. Okay, maybe he just wanted to avoid the roadblock, like drive rough until he lost control. I don't know. But I think Emeka Anyanku in August 2024 told Sifnumbu about this country. One of the recent most truthful statements that came from a supposed elder statesman. You see, some of the things that some of these guys would do in northern part of Nigeria, a lot of us in the south we dare not to. We usually believe that we love life so much that there's few of us who can actually like take such risk, like becoming a terrorist. Sure, you get, like becoming this bandit, terrorist, and all of that. Like, it's so strange to us enough that even those who are armed robbers, you get, people will begin to suspect, like, this person, what kind of work does he do? That somehow they may be looking forward to the day that you get killed. It's so strange to us. So, but we are in the same country. How do you deal with that? Emeka Anyako provide a solution until Kolu and his Bulaba, the Bala Blue, the unity. You can't have unity without justice. This current system, we need to keep reminding ourselves, it's not for us.
Nigeria needs a new legitimate Nigeria People's Democratic Constitution. That the present constitution is illegitimate and cannot deal effectively with the myriad challenges facing this country. In other words, that our present governance system needs to be restructured. Nigeria is a pluralistic country. That is a country of different peoples with different languages, different cultures, and different religions. Experience throughout the world has shown that the pluralistic countries that have survived as united political entities are those that addressed the basic challenge of pluralism, that is, their diversity, through truly federal constitutions, and that those pluralistic countries that persisted in their non-truly federal constitutions ended up disintegrating.
Yes, I'm from the school that will advocate for the unity of this country. And I believe in it. I definitely want to assure you that whatever is necessary, I'll put happiness and good governance in the heart of all Nigerians. This is what I will do. I've listened to the past cries of constitutional reform. Yes, I've heard your examples and the thoughtful presentation on this subject. Avoidance of chaos is necessary to build this country and move its aspiration across the line for the benefit of all of us. I'm still preoccupied with thinking and tinkering with the economic reform. That's my first priority. Once I get that reform in place as soon as possible, then I look at other options. The option of constitutional review, as recommended by you, and other options of learned minds in this country should take into account.
Since when I born you never seen this kind of abuse before. Turubu, I must abuse you. Turubu, number 1, Ogun Okiyopa. Turubu number 2, Ogun Okiyoma. Turubu number 3, Ogun Okiyo your children. Turubu number 4, Ogun go bury all your family. Turubu is a god to you. A god to you. Turubu ìṣègò tí ó ẹ̀wọ̀n Hausa.
Kolu said his own reform was his priority. How do you do economic reform with a faulty constitution? You want to build schools in a country where some armed criminals in the name of jihad have succeeded in shutting down thousands of schools and bad education. You want to do economic reform where your people can go to farm. If you invest in agriculture, the terrorists take over most of the farms, killed some of the farmers, and then turn these areas to ungoverned areas. How is your reform going to work when we have people who preach consistently for Sharia and openly preaching in support of these terrorists as well? How is your reform going to work when millions of your people are being dipped in poverty every day? People used to manage the corruption until the consequences of corruption is now paying back, which has affected your security, and the entire security architecture of Nigeria has been so compromised that we can literally say it's collapsed. It has collapsed. So how do you build an economy when you have those who are armed to the teeth destroying the same base of the economy? When a constitutional review is not enough, what are you reviewing? The constitution that people didn't write, the constitution that people didn't know the content of it, even when they are, the president that is taking over the country for transfer of power from military to the civilian government coming in, they had no copy of this, their new constitution that will govern the government, the country, a democratic country. So you have been reviewing it. Trash it. Let those who want Sharia tell us how they intend to keep their Sharia where they are keeping it, so that every consequences that comes with that, those who are enabling the terrorists and all that, they can handle it their way. Those who don't want Sharia in this sense can also make their own point. And if others feels like, okay, this is going to be the arrangement for us to still continue to live together as one, this is going to be the constitution that will represent interest of every group. But anything apart from this, may everybody to go their separate ways. There is no unity without justice. People that are being killed or displaced from their homes, some of them out of shock, they couldn't believe it. The government will actually look away when they have been chased away for years now from their homes. A lot of them have questioned whether they are actually Nigerians. Like, what exactly makes them one when they can no longer go back to their own ancestral lands in the country that was supposed to be their own country? They are living in makeshift, dilapidated, inhabitable, places like abandoned schools. These are the places they call the refugee camps that people go to give them something in their own country. Do you understand? So you can't make that normal without actually asking them if they still want to be part of this contraption. So what kind of reform are you doing when every year, more and more children are getting out of school for all different reasons, apart from the economic reasons? So those who have been violently stopped from going to school, they will never go to school. They are growing, they are living, and most of them without any skill or education. They are existing. There's nothing to tackle all of that. There's nothing to reduce it. More and more people are being displaced. More and more homes are being destroyed. More and more farms are being destroyed. More and more farmers are being killed. And people who are just living their lives normally are being hunted down across the country by these terrorists. People are selling their own savings, life savings, their life investments to pay ransoms to terrorists who are now going live on social media. So tell me, if constitutional review is all you need, if unity is what you need, where is justice in all of that? And they are all watching these criminal politicians speak glowingly in support of these terrorists, as if they have to offer them something for people to have their lives back. So who is on their side? Unity with who? Unite with the... I don't get it. But he said his own priority is economy. And that's all you need to know. Economy for who? For the dead? Or the half dead? The displaced? Or the out-of-school children? What economy? Anyway, here is what one pastor has to say about all of this. It's in Yoruba, so you may think it's just all over the place, right? But watch.
Baba kí ló ti ń porúkọ ẹ̀ Adébóyè bí bandit bá ti gbé ọmọ ẹ̀ àbí ìyàwó àbí ìkànnì àwọn kinní ṣé bí torí pé àwọn kinní mi ò I don't fear anybody o I don't fear anybody irú baba Kúmúyì bí bandit bá ti gbé ìkànnì àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ wọ́n á ti mọ bó ṣe máa ṣe ṣé bí ìjọ kìíní àná nígbà tó di pé kìíní àti Tinubu àti Oyèdépò àti kí lorúkọ Túndé Bákàrè olórí ìkepo tó lòun du pírẹsidẹ́ǹtì iṣẹ́ ọ̀run máa bí léèrè nígbà tó ń gba stana sẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ń dáná sun tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ sẹ̀lẹ̀ àbí kérúbù tó bá dé chọ́ọ̀chì ẹ̀ á ní us celestial òun dà lẹ́nìí ta ló gbó kí wèrè mọ́ àwa mọ̀ ṣé bí ọba akra ní kíní ẹ̀ wà abẹ ní Akilọ road ní chọ́ọ̀chì ẹ̀ wà gbogbo wa tó ń pitú tó ń gba stana àwọn sẹ̀lẹ̀ á ní kọ́ dáná sun ìyàwó di adẹ́fù bàbá ńlá ẹ̀ ní dẹ́fù lórí ibú ó bá sórí omi ó ń polongo Jonathan gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ti tàpá sí òfin Ọlọ́run nígbà tádébóyè máa wí ó ní there is a church once upon a time there is a church and before they say in Asele say that church I get them today mo dúpẹ́ pa àmọ́ sẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀nà ṣe kí ni ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀yin àgbà sẹ̀lẹ̀ sórí yín pé ẹ̀yin olùṣàgùtàn sẹ̀lẹ̀ sórí yín pé ẹ̀yin babaláwo increment meet me on the road I waka with my leg wọ́n bí mọ̀mọ́ yín rere I swear.
You won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not, the time is coming when you won't need a car to travel.
So you just need to believe. You just need to have the faith. So that's a shepherd. Like I said, he's all over the place. He was just reacting to the fact that those who are the big men, the big churches, the big pastors could have used their platforms, right, to mount more pressure like they did to Jonathan. Mount more pressure on this government to do its work and protect the people. Reaction. And then you have the National Assembly, whose job is to serve as the checks and balances for the executive and others. Call them to order and bring them to, to book, to come and give account of what they are doing. A country in turmoil like this, that many of them have openly said Nigeria is at war. But with Akpabiole and his co-travelers, that is never going to happen. And most of his colleagues are beginning to have, they're beginning to have enough, fed up. So one of them is Danjuma Goje. So Danjuma Goje had a spat with Akpabiole this afternoon. And it borders on the rude way he's been treating his colleagues, especially those who wanted to pretty much like air their own displeasure on a lot of the business of the Senate and as well as the country. But Akpabiole won't want him to. You know, the way they usually do, they will turn up the microphone and all of that, but that went rowdy very fast. I can say from 0 to maybe 100. Watch this.
You should have done this thing outside. There should always be a meeting outside. When we come to Parliament, we do parliamentary business. And I believe what we are doing here, everything is a standstill now. We are not doing parliamentary business.
Your point of order is noted.
What?
Your point of order is noted.
Not sustained. No, then they should leave. They should leave there and then we'll move on. I'm calling on us to move on. Based on this order.
or go inside and talk. Or we'll go on recess. We'll go out and give you. When you are ready, we'll come back and meet you.
Can I answer? Can I answer? Everybody that you see here was invited by the chair.